I am extremely excited to bring on our next guest from Maple Ridge, British Columbia. He started out his junior career with the Golden Rockets in the KIJHL before moving on to the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League, where he was the team's captain in his final year. He now currently plays for the University of Las Vegas, or UNLV, in the ACHA, who recently took down the defending D1 champions, the Denver Pioneers. Please welcome Dylan Ford. How's it going, Fordo?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on, boys. I appreciate it.
Dude, we're fired up for this one. I'm fired up for this one.
Sweet.
Really looking forward to it. What was that team in the NOJHL you played for?
The Hearst Lumberjacks.
Yeah, so we got a couple guys from the Sioux on our team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's which, like, the Sioux, Michigan, or the Canadian side?
What the fuck? Dude, I don't even know the teams in the league, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No worries, dude.
I think the Thunderbirds. They played on the Thunderbirds.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how good they were when you were.
No, we lost them. We lost them in the finals, so that was.
Okay, so a little history there.
Yeah.
No,
they're a good team.
No, we should rewind the clock a little bit. So we should we'll start by talking about, like, kind of, how you got into hockey and, like, dude, way back at the start, like,
way
talking
back.
about, like, when you started to learn to skate, how'd that come about, and then usually it's the family who gets into it. But
yeah, I mean, my dad never played, but he always had hockey on. The Canucks were always on, so there was that. I remember telling him, like, I want to play hockey so bad. And then I actually, to this day, I remember the first time I stepped on the ice in, like, full gear. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, it was just for the local minor hockey, the Ridge Meadows Rustlers. Yeah, I mean, I played there up until Bantam. So yeah, I mean, always loved it. Played with the same guys growing up. Haven't seen those guys in a while, but yeah, no, it was lots of fun back in those days.
That's kind of how me and Owen are. We're still such close buddies. We played minor. You ever remember playing against the Mission boys, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I played against everyone. Like, Mission, we had some good battles with Mission. Ridge and Mission were good. So yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. You talked about, like, your dad got you into hockey. Did you have any like role models, like, early on, like NHL players or teams that you just got obsessed with, or that you kind of, like, really looked up to and kept you, like, excited in the game?
Yeah, I mean, a funny one. I mean, I love the Canucks. I mean, how could you not? But I always loved Dan Hamuse for some reason. Growing up, like, he was always, like, him and Keith Ballard would do those hip checks, and I just loved that. So yeah, Dan Hamuse was always a guy that but I mean, all those guys like Edler, Christian Ehrhoff, like all those Canucks guys.
Christian Ehrhoff.
Yeah.
That
2011 team, man,
good one.
Was fun to watch. So yeah, all those guys, honestly.
Yeah, of course. No, that's great. And I mean, obviously, so you grew up playing in Ridge, and then you eventually move on and you start playing for Yale. How did that come about? You just, like, sign up for a tryout, or did you get recruited there somehow? And just what was your experience in Yale once you were there?
Brad Bowen or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Brad Bowen was the U18 coach when I was there, and I went and played. I was on the E15 team. I guess it's U16, I think they call it. So yeah. So yeah, I forget. I think it was just a tryout. I played spring hockey with some of the guys on the Black Selects growing up, so I knew some of them there. And then yeah, oh yeah.
Wait, so were you on the team with Tishka?
Yeah, Tish, all those.
Oh yeah, okay, we had him on. Yeah,
connection.
Yeah, dude, Tish is a beauty. I love Tish, but yeah, no, we had a good team there in Yale. It was really good for, like, I wasn't ready to go play junior yet, just so it was really good for, development in that sense. It was like in the minor hockey was just starting to, get a little bit worse. So that's when kind of Yale was, like, apparent. I was like, oh, I should try and go to one of these academies here. And yeah, it was really good for, like, the development in my game at that time. So I was pretty pumped about that.
No, it's awesome. And then obviously, but after Yale, you end up taking the step to play for the Northeast Chiefs. And you guys had some very, very good teams, I know, especially in your last year there. So what was that experience like? I mean, moving on from Yale and going there, maybe differences between the two, and just what your experience was like with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs was a couple of the best years of hockey that I've had. I love those guys. We still talk in our group chat to this day. So like my second year team, so my third year midget, we still talk in that group chat. We have a guy, Zach Avenante. He doesn't miss a birthday. Like he literally doesn't miss a birthday. So anytime someone has a birthday in there, yeah. And we've been trying to set up like, golf with the boys every summer, but everyone's got different programs. But those years were great. I was like at the end of high school, I was super happy to be back at my in Ridge for high school, and I was able to graduate there. So that was probably the nicest part about playing with the Chiefs away from the rink. At the rink, those guys, we just put in so many hours. We were there from we would leave school at, I don't know, it was 1 o'clock every day, which was unreal at the time. And then, and then we go to the rink and be there at the rink, 2-hour practice. And then, hour and a half in the gym every day. And then the first year our parents were driving us out to Burnaby every day. And then we got our licenses. So that was nice. We were carpooling.
That's was Court your goalie coach?
Oh yeah, Court was.
He used to be my goalie. He used to be my goalie coach in the summer. He's such a beauty, man.
I know. I text Court sometimes still too.
Because you come shoot or what?
No, I haven't shot for him in a while, but I did when I was back right when I finished off with the Chiefs. But he'll DM me on Instagram sometimes. I'll DM him too. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he still messages me every once in a while. Very rarely, but he still messages me every once in a while. I just remember he was with the Chiefs for a bit, so I was just wondering if you were there.
Yeah, those are the exact year. I mean, he was there probably a couple of years before me, and then stayed a year or two after. I don't know what he's doing now, but
right. Okay.
Right. Nice. So sorry. What were did you guys end up making Max? I guess it was called Max then. Circle K now. Either of those years?
Yeah, we didn't make Max my first year there, so my second year midget, but my third year midget and my second year at Chiefs we did, and that was really, really cool. We lost in the quarters, and we kind of the way we got into the corners was we blew a lead. We were up 3-1 with I think it was 5 minutes left or something, but we got a backdoor entrance into the quarters. We all thought we lost, and then all of a sudden our coach got a call at the hotel, and we beat the top team in our division or something. So it got us a backdoor into the quarters somehow. I don't know. We were super fired up. And that was such a cool experience. That was our first time playing in front of a decent amount of people, and that really was a seller for me. I mean, that was really cool. So
yeah, for sure. So that year I actually I played minor midget for Valley West, but I got called up for a couple games my first ever game was actually against you guys in Burnaby. Major, and I knew you guys were a wagon. I was great first game. Dude, we ended up beating you 5-2, and I scored. So
that's right. I actually do remember that
happening. Do you? Yeah,
I do remember that. I will say awesome, I
remember. I did have a minus though that game. We had an offensive zone face-off, and it must have been a set play you guys had, but whoever was on your team won the draw to you, and I think you wheeled around the net and literally sauced it over our whole team right to I think Kirky, I want to say, but I'm not sure who, on the blue line, and he scored on a B-way, and I was like, what the fuck are we supposed to do there? So that was just another, the only time I think I ever would have played against you. Just a memory I have of that sauce was ridiculous. But
thanks. I don't even remember that. That's awesome. That doesn't come out very often, so I mean, I'm happy that happened. That's funny.
And then, who's on that team? Sorry, who are the best players on that team? I know you guys were pretty stacked, but it was Kirky, and then who else? Who are your best teammates?
Valorant?
I think all the boys on that team are really good guys, and we moved everyone on except the junior A, except I want to say 2 guys, and they just stopped playing hockey. So our whole team was Valorant, Kirky, let me pull up the group chat here. Actually, I'm actually curious.
I know you guys had a few other really good D-men that played junior A. I know.
Yeah. We had
Ben
Murph,
Fontaine
James
played
Bond.
for you guys.
Yeah, Fonz was my rookie that year, and he was like, he's a good Ridge guy, and I still to this day, whenever I see him, I get fired up. But I mean, Fonz is a great guy. But Cody Hoff, like, he's one of my good buddies, like outside of hockey. He was really good on that team. Here, I got the whole thing. Yeah, Ryan Tattle, Sam Schofield.
Oh, Tattle. I forgot about him.
Yeah, Dante Ballerin. Yeah. Kirky Roos, like all these guys. Quentin Hill,
that team was
CeeLo, like our goalie was like Logan Turness too. Like it was weird.
Yeah, Turness.
Yeah.
We had a really good team. We were a lot fortunate.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's unbelievable, man.
Nice.
So then,
well, I met. Sorry, you go, Joe. I've been talking a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was probably just going to go in the exact same direction you went, Owen. I was going to say after midget, you know, what are the options there? Where do you end up? Like, how do you, where'd you go?
So coming out of midget, I was like, I really wanted to try and play in the BC, but I wasn't there.
Everyone's goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I just wasn't there. So, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and try out in the SJ for Humboldt. They invited me to training camp, and I was there like, yeah, we have a decent shot, whatever. And so I also like what I did was I knew I was going to Humboldt on a tryout, so I signed in the KI with Golden. And because I was talking to a few junior B teams at the time, and I wasn't sure kind of what I wanted to do, but yeah, I signed with Golden and then went to Humboldt, and I just kind of told Golden, I was like, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see. So I went to Humboldt, got cut, and then I went to Golden, and that was like I was 18, and it was a cool first experience. I mean, I got a lot of playing time there, and did decent, so I was pretty pumped. And our coach got like fired, like I want to say like with like a month or two left in the season. So that was a weird, different experience. It was just like being in a small town. Like I didn't know what to expect, but Golden was solid for sure.
Did you play with Brandon Weir?
I played with Weirzy. Yeah, I did. He was my stallmate.
Really? He was my goalie partner in Revy my 18 year.
Yeah, no, he was that's right. Okay.
He's a bit of a freak, but I love the kid.
Yeah, I mean, Weirzy, like he would do some crazy stuff. I mean, I saw him a couple of weeks ago actually because we played Jamestown.
Yeah.
So he was here, and I always say hi to him. But yeah, he would like Weirzy would get like a spray bottle after morning skate and like spray his gear down and like put it.
Yeah, that had to be so. I remember him taking his gear. I was like, first week I was there, he like took his gear before the game and like put it in the shower and then turned the shower on.
Yeah, I mean, like
he needed his gear to be soaking wet.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I was like, Weirzy, like, how is that comfortable? He's like, I don't know, I just like it. Like I just like it and it works. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. I'm like trying to air my gear out and stuff.
Yeah, it's gotta be dry, man.
No, he is a great goalie for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
So how did you just like find your whole experience in the KI? Obviously Golden, a long ways from home and a very different place to live. So just how did you, enjoy your time there? And I don't know, having like that fan base and traveling so much and, how did it kind of just unfold? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was Golden was good. The fan bases in the KI are like was unreal. I mean, a lot of the the ski towns would get good fans. Golden would always get like decent fans too. A lot of learning experiences that year with hockey, without hockey too. Just being on my own for the first time. But yeah, no, it was overall a solid experience. I mean, I wouldn't change it. So
it's good. And then you play 1 year in Golden?
Just 1 year in Golden, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then where'd you go after that? It was over to Ontario, eh?
Yeah, so I actually I wasn't sure what I was gonna do because after the season I had like a couple looks. Like I was affiliated with Prince George at the end of the season, like in the BC, and like it was never anything serious. But I didn't really know I didn't really have any other junior A opportunities. So I was like, I just want to come home and play at home in the Pidge. So I got my rights traded to Mission for like my buddy at the time, Andrew Fishwick, was on the team, and I was like, I just want to play with my buddy. And I got my rights traded back. And then one day I was just at my buddy's house and I got a call from like Northern Ontario, and I was like, oh, what's this? Like, this is weird. So I answered it, and he's like, hey, like, I started like selling the Hearst Lumberjacks. And then my advisor at the time called me, and he's like, I reached out to this team in the NOJHL, like, if you want to move away, it's good junior A hockey, and it's what you want to do is play junior A. So give it a look. I remember I came home to my parents. We sat down at the dinner table and just kind of like, all right, let's see. And it was like, oh, this is legit. So yeah, I shipped off to Northern Ontario.
I will say,
ways,
we were so.
Yeah.
I remember, dude. I remember hearing we traded for you, and I was so pumped.
Yeah,
because we had such like we would have. I swear we would have won the league that year if it weren't for COVID. But and then like we end up hearing that you're going junior A, and it's like good for him, but fuck, dude, like we would have been so good. But
it would have been fun for sure.
Yeah, and then I mean, obviously, a pretty weird first year of junior A there with COVID. You only played 12 games, so just kind of what was that like? And then transitioning into the next year, did you think you were coming back? Like you ended up being the captain as well, so just kind of a rundown of your whole experience in Hearst.
So first thing I say is I have nothing but good things to say about Hearst because they treated me so well there, and we always had a good team. But my first year there, we played 12 games. Everyone's wearing a bubble, no hitting. And I was like, okay, we played we played two teams in the league. We played 6 games against each team. And I was like, oh man, this is everyone was just kind of this is brutal. And we just, the rules were so strict. No hitting. We'd be a battle in the corner for a puck and the ref would blow it down and be like, all right, boys, face off. COVID. And we're like, oh my, we're just playing hockey, right? But no fans.
It was that bad there.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
So you come 12 games though.
Yeah, no, for sure. We still got 12 games, but I mean, that was a grind, but got it done, and then came home and I was talking with my parents. You're laying out all the options, and then it's okay, well, Ontario's going to open up, and you guys are going to have fans again and stuff. So I go back for training camp the next year, my 20 year, because I just want to go somewhere I was going to play. It was my 20-year-old junior, and I was like, all right, I want to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So went back to Hearst, and beginning of the year, I don't believe we had fans again, but that year was an unreal year of hockey. I played a lot. Obviously, we was wearing the C. We had such a good group of guys. We went all the way to the finals, lost in Game 7 overtime. It was just yeah. Oh, actually, we got reverse swept. So that was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, it was actually an unreal experience though. Hearst was, such a small town, but they loved the hockey team there and they treated all the guys so well. I mean, all the billets and everything.
Fuck, man, that's
great. That's heartbreaking. I'm glad you had a great experience, and I mean, you put up nasty numbers in your last year there too, but that is tough to hear. Although, I mean, obviously, I'm sure it probably helped you land up where you are now. UNLV, how'd you make the transition from the NOJHL to the ACHA?
Yeah, so, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. I remember our coach, Greener, he emailed me one day, and I didn't know much about, the ACHA, honestly. I didn't, and I started looking into it and started talking to a few teams in the ACHA, and then, it kind of came down to it, oh, wow, this is, a really cool spot. And it was a factor for me. It was I want to be a little bit closer to home than I was when I was in Hearst. And also if I had the choice, it was I want to have somewhere it's nice weather and it's not snow all the time. And yeah, so I mean, I was lucky enough to land here in Vegas. I never would have thought once that I'd end up living in Las Vegas. My first time ever coming here was landing on the plane for UNLV. So it was definitely a learning curve at first, but you get used to it.
You guys are sick.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Kidding.
We definitely have a good team this year, and we just every year we keep getting better. I mean, they're not recruiting out of the NOJHL anymore. It's all null guys and BC guys. So it's been really cool to see how the program's even shifted since I've been here. So
yeah, that's sweet.
That's unreal.
I do want to ask. I mean, I've seen plenty of posts. I mean, you guys, from your jerseys to your facilities, probably maybe the most famous ACHA team. I remember at the start of your season, you guys unveiled those new jerseys, and there was an ad of you guys all sitting around a poker table in your full jerseys. It was so sick, just the way they market it. But I've also heard you guys have the best barn in the ACHA and fan base. Can you just kind of talk about your facilities, the program itself, just what's like, oh yeah, I've heard that too. Sorry. Yeah. But like, what's, what makes it so special getting to play there?
Yeah. I mean, the support we have like through fans in Vegas is like unbelievable. I mean, ever since the Knights came here, like hockey has been growing and growing. And I mean, people like love coming to our games because like it's like UNLV alumni, or I mean, just people who love hockey, and it's more affordable than going to a Knights game. But yeah, I mean, the support we get here is crazy. Like we always we sell out every single game. We get about, I want to say like 12 to 1,500 in our rink, and it's just it's like that's one side, so it gets loud in there, and they do a great job with like the production for games. Like we have a good intro, and the starting lineups are right on par, so it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's run like a D1 program.
For sure. I mean, we're getting closer and closer, every day. So
yeah, here I've heard definitely lots of rumors about UNLV being one of the top of the list for a potential expansion if it does happen. And I mean, let's probably get into the number one story here that people want to hear about. You guys recently played against Denver University. The Pioneers, defending NCAA D1 champions. Just take us through the whole thing. I mean, from finding out you were going to play them, I think you guys have played them before as well.
And don't forget Colorado College too, bro.
Yeah, that was sick too.
Yeah, but they beat Denver though.
Yeah,
they beat Denver.
Yeah, I mean, last year my freshman year we played Denver. We did the same thing, but I didn't go on that trip. I was scratched, so they didn't bring me. We had like a travel roster, so I was a freshman coming in, just doing my time. And then this year, I mean, we found out, I believe, at the end of last year that we were going to Denver and CC. So we didn't go home for Christmas. We stayed here all of Christmas and practiced, and a week off like after. So that was like now it was definitely worth it, and it helped us a lot. But yeah, so we go into Denver and we get there a day early in practice, and we're just kind of like, this is so sick. I mean, everyone's kind of looking around, and our coach actually brought us to before practice, like, hey boys, we got to snap out of it here. Like it's, this is what we're doing, and we can do it if we really want to. So, and we were like, yeah. And then game day was just kind of like, a normal game day until when it really, some of the boys were talking, I mean, at least for me, when it really hit me, what was going on was the bus came down the back entrance of the rink, and we were walking off the bus, and we were walking underneath the rink, underneath the stands. There's 25 security guards waiting around, just doing a briefing, and we're like, all right, this is gonna be the real deal here. So we get out there for warm-ups, and it's starting to fill up in there, but it wasn't too full yet, but they had, it was just the full production. It was so cool. And then we skate out for the introductions, and we're doing a hot lap, and there's 6,500 people in there, just going nuts. And it was okay, this is so sick. So they all do and every time they come on the ice, it was you're a 10-time national champion. And we're like, all right, we're in one here. So let's dial it in. And then, just we had a lot of bounces go our way, and we played an unreal.
You guys jumped out to a pretty big lead, dude.
Yeah. We're up 5-1 going into the third. So it was crazy.
What the fuck?
We were watching that, and it was oh fuck, they score. Oh, they scored again. I thought they were gonna come back, and you guys fucking held on. It was unreal.
Yeah, I know. And we're going into overtime. It was okay, well,
3-on-3.
Be let's dial it in. Let's keep dialing in, boys. We're close. And then the shootout came, and they were all in the handshake line after too. They're all good guys. No one was chirping or anything. Everyone was. They were just, They were just nose to the grindstone, working. They were super nice to us the whole time, and it was a sick experience. And then we went to CC the next day, and that was a crazy rink too. It was packed in there. I mean, we lost 8 rip, but I mean, it was still a super cool experience. So
yeah, I mean, that headline just posted everywhere about what you guys did. I mean, not only did you beat a D1 team, you beat, like you said, a 10-time and the defending national champion. So kind of want to ask just a little more like what were the emotions like in like throughout? I mean, when you guys are up 5-1 versus overtime versus the celebration after, like I just can't imagine what that would have been like to beat a team of that caliber for you guys.
Yeah, like it was just all like the way I'd describe the emotion was like every time we scored, it was just like it would get like more and more real. Like, okay, like boys, like, we can do this, and it was just like, like going into the third, we're like, all right, like we know they're gonna push, like we know it's gonna be a big one, so we just gotta weather the storm here. And I mean, we did our best, and it was just like coming back into the room after. It was just kind of like everyone was just like lost of words. Like we were just like looking around like, wow, like there was a couple tears shed. Like it was just like felt like we won the natty. Like it was crazy. It was just like everyone's phones were like, guys are holding their phones up, and it was just like blowing up, and we're just like, wow, this is so cool.
It's a huge deal. I mean, it did a lot for the ACHA in my opinion.
Dude, I was just gonna say Joe, for the league.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I'm at Drury right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And
we were just there. We were literally just there like a couple weeks ago.
I know you guys were playing Mo State, man. Like, we didn't get you.
Yeah, I know.
It would have been sick to play. Well, one of my bucket lists is come play you guys in Vegas. It'd be fucking sick. But
yeah, for sure.
The that win for our league, man, it was like, holy fuck, like we're a real league, like we're a real deal. And a lot of people like don't really they kind of hate on it a little bit, but it's like we're top 20 teams are fucking good. It's good hockey, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've definitely gained a lot of respect from that. So it was cool because I mean, we all played all the time. We know that we're playing like pretty decent hockey all the time. So it's you know, it was nice to get that recognized by more than just us, I guess.
Kind of people can figure it out, yeah,
for sure. I kind of just want to ask, I mean, do you kind of have an end goal? I mean, one more year after this year, I believe, at UNLV. Just what's your kind of goal for the rest of this year, and then just for your career going forward with hockey or life or whatever you have, in the cards?
Yeah. So, one more year here. And the goal for this year is, just to win a natty. Like that'd be huge. I mean, we definitely got the team to do it. So, we just got to dial in and make that happen. And then, next year, kind of try and do the same thing. And then after that, I'm going to go into sales when I get home. So I'm going to hang them up and go into a job back home in Maple Ridge, or I guess in Ridge Meadows. Do that and start saving some money.
Real world, man.
That's good.
No more hockey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's through your whole career now. So is there any just any like must tell stories or just anything else you got for us before we wrap the interview up here?
I can't think of much off the. Oh, I guess I have one. I should say I have one that was kind of like, okay, like this is like first roadie in the KI, and like I was just a rookie, and we were getting off the bus, and it doesn't snow much in Lower Mainland where we're from, right? But
no,
we're up in Golden, and it's like we get back from like 100 Mile, and it was like an all night trip. We get back at like 6 a.m. and I step off the bus, like I'm still wearing my dress shoes for whatever reason. I don't know why. And it's just like there's like this much snow on the ground. I'm just like we're dragging our stuff through the snow, like everyone's gear's soaked. Just like that's probably the only story I think I can tell off the top of my head that really sticks out to me. But yeah, that was just kind of like one of those moments where I was like, oh wow, really doing this. This is junior.
That's where I'm at. Well, look at you now, bud.
Man, that's great. Yeah, exactly, right?
No, not a care for snow down there, right?
No, man. I mean, haven't seen a snowflake in a few years, so.
I got one more thing. You guys, is there like a team rule, no casino, or is it like unmonitored for you guys?
No, I mean that's definitely not a rule. Like the boys will go to the casino for sure.
Okay.
If we're going out down here, we'll usually head down to the strip, but. I definitely gotta be careful though for sure because
it'd be so fucking sick though.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun for sure.
Yeah, okay,
nice. Well, I got nothing else for you unless Joe, you have for something or you have anything else. But just thank you so much for doing this.
I could probably talk your ear off for another half
no
hour on shit, but no, I think I should cut it here. Half an hour is usually our pretty good time. So
right on the nose, actually. That's great.
So
man, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having
me. An awesome interview. Really appreciate your answers. Very thorough, and what a story taking down Denver. And just congrats to you guys. Obviously, I would personally hope to see the both of you in the Natty Championship. So good luck the rest of the way and the rest of your career.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I really appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun, and also I love what you guys are doing here. So keep it rolling.
Thanks. That means a lot. We appreciate it.